the past 3 years, over 12 million Americans were discriminated against by insurance companies due to a pre-existing condition, or saw their coverage denied or dropped just when they got sick and needed it most. Americans, financial institutions on Wall Street that gambled on risky loans and complex financial products, seeking short-term profits and big bonuses with little regard for long-term consequences. It was, as some put it, risk management. This is due in large part to the Recovery Act. Now we're seeing more optimistic economic forecasts for the year ahead, in part due to the package of tax cuts I signed last month.
Their school had recently been closed due to terrorist threats, but these girls still insisted on returning to take their exams.
Folks, it's long past due to increase the minimum wage. That will lift millions of hardworking families out of poverty, and in the process produce a ripple effect that boosts wages for middle class and spurs economic growth for the United States of America.
And most of those deaths aren't due to drugs like cocaine or heroin, but rather prescription drugs. We must also recognize that the difficulties facing this industry are due in no small part to the weaknesses in our economy as a whole. This is largely due to what we're spending on Medicare and Medicaid, entitlement programs whose costs are expected to continue climbing in the years ahead as baby boomers grow older and come to rely more and more on our health care system.
Our family, we're small business owners, and we're seeing a marked decrease in revenue due to customers having less discretionary income.
But we must do so with an abiding confidence in the rule of law and due process, in checks and balances and accountability. For consumers will have more time to understand their statements as well. Companies will have to mail them 21 days before payment is due, not 14. And this each year, Americans pay nearly $100 billion in added health care costs due to smoking. I want to give credit where credit is due.
On the question of visas, it's important to understand the imposition of visa is due to one thing and one thing only, and that is the dramatic rise we have seen over the last few years, and this year in particular, in the number of bogus refugee claims being made from Mexico into Canada.
So when funding dried up last fall due to the economic downturn, I lost my job at a nonprofit helping struggling teens. And I'd like to thank you because of your stimulus funding to community health clinics, I now have a new job helping people who are
That's great.
Mostly uninsured.
Many other Americans who are willing and able to pay are still denied insurance due to previous illnesses or conditions that insurance companies decide are too risky or too expensive to cover. Part of this was due to opposition to specific policies and a belief that on certain critical issues, America had acted unilaterally without regard for the interests of others.